So, good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be here. My name is Marlon Moore, and I'm the Project Library Media Project Coordinator for the Miami-Dade Public Library System. So today, it's a pleasure to join Miami-Dade College in your educational series. We're going to be talking about some of the wonderful services that the Miami-Dade Public Library System has to offer. So as you can see, we'll be talking about YOUmake and YOUmedia, library services, and also the Mogul Maker Expo. So here are a couple of different programs that the library offers that are of incredible use to students and to the community. We have two programs. One's called YOUmake Miami, and as you see below, it says Maker Spaces. So we have two of those locations, one at the Miami Beach Regional Library, the other one at the West Kendall Regional Library. And the YOUmedia Miami program, we have 4 locations. And as you see there, it says teenager tech spaces, North Dade, Lemon City, Hialeah Gardens, South Dade. So the difference with these spaces are not only just the locations, but the fact that the YOUmake Miami spaces are for all ages. So, you know, they're literally for children all the way up to adults, and seniors can come in at any time during our business hours and utilize the spaces. And the YOUmedia Miami programs are for teenagers who are between 14 through 18 years old. So one thing I want to talk about today is our Miami-Dade Public Library System's co-working center. This is showing you a couple of shots of the co-working center. You're seeing on the left side of the screen there, the outside area, which is for sewing and arts and crafts, and the inside tech area. And on the upper right and the lower right, you'll see the co-working center, which is, you know, obviously the place that we do a lot of business and entrepreneurial activities. So here's what the maker spaces look like, and some of the activities that you can see us doing inside of those spaces. Everything from workshops like STEAM, sewing, and coding. These pictures are actually pre-COVID, so no one's wearing a mask in these pictures. But you know, you can definitely see how popular the spaces are and just the benefit that you can get from coming inside of these spaces and utilizing the, you know, computers, the Mac computers, the 3D printers, the music recording equipment. You know, you can see one of our West Kendall Sewing Guild is there doing a workshop inside of the co-working center, excuse me, the makerspace that's actually at the West Kendall Regional Library. So what is the co-working center? Well, we opened the co-working center over at the West Kendall Library back in 2018. And some of the benefits of utilizing that space, it's totally free, but you can come in there and use the conference table, digital TVs, smart boards. Obviously, all of our libraries have really fast, high-speed Wi-Fi. You can also reserve the room. And if you need to do a meeting, or maybe if you want to, you know, interview for a job, or you know, meet with your team, you can reserve the co-working center as well. It's a beautiful space. Here are some of the workshops that we've presented in the co-working center. We started off with some entrepreneurial workshops. This was one of the groups that does social media marketing. That's just what we do in that space. Even to this day, we provide the opportunity for people to just kind of hang out, talk to each other, network, and learn a lot from professionals who are professionals in their industries. And another benefit of the co-working center being right next to the YOUmake Miami makerspace is that you have access to all of these amazing tools that I was just mentioning. All of our spaces, the YOUmedia and the YOUmake spaces, have audio recording booths. So it's amazing for you if you want to do voiceovers, or, you know, record music or record a commercial, things like that. We've got beautiful 3D printers. It's pretty much an all Apple Mac environment, from MacBook Airs to iMac desktops. You see the Wacom drawing tablet there on the bottom. So you can do graphic design. We do 3D modeling. And as I mentioned, sewing and photography and filmmaking is also a really big part of what we do. But yeah, just it's a really great thing for people who are into business, or even students who need to do a project, to come in and you can utilize all these resources for free, especially things like the Adobe Creative Cloud. It's just really wonderful set of resources. And of course, the instructors we have inside of the space are always there to help you as well. So please check out our technologies education spaces. So I'm going to move on to one of our new offerings that the library is doing right now. These are some more of our free library services. And this is part of our community internet connectivity initiative. It's our mobile device lending program. So right now, you may have heard, if you have a library card, a Miami-Dade Public Library System library card, which by the way is like free. You can get one in 3 minutes if you walk into our libraries or go online. You can even download the app. But with your library card, you can check out for 30 days for free a Chromebook computer, laptop, or a tablet, or a Wi-Fi hotspot. And these are available, the Chromebook laptops are available at most of our libraries, especially our regional libraries and at our main library. And again, like I said, it's 30 days for free. These devices already have built-in data plans, so you don't have to pay for Wi-Fi or for the internet. You can take it anywhere and utilize it. So just incredible for business people or for students if you're looking to get your hands on free devices or free hotspots to enhance what it is that you need to do on a daily basis. Okay, so I'm going to move along quickly. I feel like I'm talking really fast and I'm probably going to end a little early. But I'm really excited to talk about this program. This is one of the programs that we're doing in conjunction with the Miami-Dade Mayor's Office, the Miami-Dade County Mayor's Office, and it's called the Mogul Maker Expo. So Mogul Maker Expo is something that we have developed as part of the Mayor's Strive 305 initiative and her 4 E's, which, we're talking about economy and environment and entrepreneurism. So we picked up on the entrepreneurism E, part of the E, and we want to make sure that we're supporting all the small businesses and throughout Miami-Dade County. And this is what the Mogul Maker Expo is all about. So we're coming up to our second one, which is going to be next month on July 30th. So we hope that you're going to be interested and want to come over and check it out. The first one we just had a couple of months ago, back in April, at the Westchester Regional Library, which is right in central Miami. But the upcoming Mogul Maker Expo in July is going to be at the South Dade Regional Library. So we're going central, we're going to go south, and then the third one that we're planning is going to be up in the north area, probably in the Miami Gardens area. So this is what the Mogul Maker Business Program is all about. As I mentioned, supporting entrepreneurs in Miami-Dade County. We're giving entrepreneurs and people who already have a business or those who are looking to start a business the opportunities for networking and sharing. It's sometimes you just feel like, as it says here, you're all alone as you're on your entrepreneurial journey. So we just wanted to make sure that we're creating something that supports businesses and people who want to start their business just by creating networking opportunities and opportunities for people to be able to sit down and talk with each other and talk with professional organizations. So some of the things that we're doing are providing entrepreneurs with overview of resources that the county may offer, like library resources, resources from the library, resources from the mayor's office, from other county departments, like the Department of Business from the Miami-Dade County, the Department of Procurement, even Miami-Dade Schools has a procurement department. So we have special speakers who come up and we give them, several minutes to talk about all of the opportunities that are on the table that they provide for entrepreneurs and for people who want to start a business. And it was really great. Last Mogul Maker Expo in April was really amazing. We had about 150, 148 people show up. So it was really, really great. And of course, we do these workshops for the new and established businesses, so people can really kind of do a deep dive during this event and learn on the topics that they're interested in or that they need help in. So, as it says here, we talk about entrepreneurial concepts and different theories. We present these workshops and on topics for established businesses, and we're just there to help you. That's basically what we're doing with this event. So please get ready. It's going to be coming up on Saturday, July 30th at the South Dade Library. So these are just a few of the people the organizations that are participating in the Mogul Maker Expo. Last time we had I believe it was about 25 different organizations. And again, these are just a few. Obviously, this is something that is a collaboration between the Miami-Dade libraries underneath the Office of Mayor Daniela Levine Cava, the Miami-Dade County Mayor. But Miami-Dade County, as I mentioned, we had some speakers from the procurement department from Miami-Dade County, which was really great because people learned how they could get actual contracts with the county. And others like the Minority Business Development Center, development agency run by M. Gill and Associates, Micro Business Catalyst, Brickell Capital Finance, Jason Klein Accountant. Just amazing. And again, these are just a few of the organizations that joined for the last event. And as always, you can always go to our library's website, which is mdpls.org. And if you go to mdpls/events, you'll be able to see all of the events that the library is offering, including this event. And you can go ahead and register and sign up to get notified in advance of any activities that are coming up. So here's a little breakdown of some of the speakers that we're planning. This is kind of like a preliminary agenda for what the Mogul Maker Expo is going to present on July 30th. So obviously we'll have our library system there. We're going to be having the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. Legal services of Greater Miami is amazing. They're just wonderful in terms of just, all those legal things that you may not be aware of, like just how do you, what type of business should you incorporate, from an LLC to a C Corp, an S Corp, what's best for you, and trademarking, copyright, a lot of those things that people always ask questions about. Legal Services of Greater Miami is going to be there to answer all those questions. And they also have a lot of, money that they're able to provide. So a lot of grants and things like that they offer. Flourish Media, and also another gentleman who runs YOUmedia are going to be there to talk about social media and marketing. Micro Business Catalyst is amazing. Miami Bayside Foundation is absolutely phenomenal also, and they really deal with grants and loans and just a lot of those things that people really need to learn more about. They're really going to be there to help you. Brickell Capital Finance does business loans and business lines of credit. So for people who are already established with a business, they are fantastic and they're going to offer their services. And finally, as I mentioned before, the Minority Business Development Agency. This is an award-winning organization. They've been winning these national awards for the last, 20 years under Marie Gill and Associates. And, they run the gamut of grants, loans. Also, they've helped so many organizations and businesses scale their business and also take their business from just Miami to internationally across, overseas and Europe and the Caribbean. So they're an amazing organization. And they're just there to offer, as it says, business support and understanding contracts and manufacturing and funding. And of course, the Miami-Dade County Mayor's Office is going to be there, some of the representatives from that organization as well. So this is just a couple of photos. This is what the Mogul Maker Expo looked like last time in April over at the Westchester Library. you can see we were really happy to see a lot of people showed up. You know, we were really happily surprised. We thought, okay, it's either going to be like 4 people are going to show up or 100 people are going to show up, and it ended up being more than 100. We had like 150 people, so it was a really beautiful event, and we had a great time. We learned a lot. There's a gentleman there that I was talking about from YOUmedia. He's a guru in just social media, but as you can see, he's talking about mindset and understanding, you know, how to really just keep that focus as you're growing or as you're starting your business and what you need to be focused on. Just really just, you know, phenomenal speaker and phenomenal information. As I mentioned, Legal Services of Greater Miami was there, and you can see the gentleman there from Greater Miami Chamber of Commerce speaking to the crowd. And our library table, I know our Mary Garcia was there. Here's a couple of more photos from the Mogul Maker Expo. And you can see we're building a community. So if you all are interested in business, if you're interested in being an entrepreneur, I definitely want, that's why I'm spending this amount of time on it. I want you to know that this is there for you, because there are people who are part of this new community of entrepreneurs that are meeting on a regular basis, that are getting access to all these companies, access to information, access to funding, and support from a variety of organizations, as well as including the Miami-Dade Public Library System. A lot of really powerful people standing there in that room. And yeah, this was I love this shot. This is showing Action Zone. They're an organization that supports, if I'm not mistaken, they support veterans and retired folks. You can see everyone there having a great time learning and networking. And these folks here are actually from the Miami Foundation. So they're getting up and talking about their small business loan programs and other programs that they offer. And this is one of my final shots. This is one of the representatives actually from Miami-Dade County, from the procurement department. And she was there just talking about, you know, the fact that you're overlooking a great resource if you're not connecting with Miami-Dade County and becoming a vendor as with your business, so that you can get access to millions and millions of dollars in government contracts for a variety of services. Because we bid out contracts for people to, we send out solicitations for services so that business owners can bid on these contracts. And finally here, I wrapped it up with Miss Marie Gill herself from the Minority Business Development Agency. She's managing this organization that has several $1 million in capital that's available for business owners in Miami-Dade County. And she just does an incredible job. She has a great team. And I just really wanted to just kind of end with talking about this, because her organization and what she has to offer is really, really great. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up here and just let you know that the Mogul Maker Expo is coming up on July 30th. You can go to our library's website at www.mdpls.org/mogul-expo. And you'll be able to register, find out more information about what's going on, and you know, hopefully you're going to attend. This is going to be a really great event, and we're going to continue to build this community of support for entrepreneurs in Miami-Dade County. So I thank you very much. I'm going to end there.